Students, here we are with the applications of algebraic identities. In the previous videos we just understood the concept of algebraic identities and how they are actually used. Okay, now when we are asked to judge where it is to be used, where a particular identity, because in our previous video the questions were direct. That means you were it was visible that you are supposed to use this identity, but here it is not like that. You are supposed to judge. They are application based questions in which you are supposed to judge which identity you will use there. Okay, so let us start with that. And those who are new to the channel, please do not forget to subscribe for the channel, and also for previous videos you can go through the description box, and if you have any queries, mention it in the comment box, and also press the bell icon so that you get the notifications of the videos that we are going to upload. Okay, now here first question that we are having is, we are supposed to find out the square of 102. Okay, now if the simple way is to just multiply, write both the numbers and multiply both of them, but if we are aware about the identities, then we can use the identity here. Now which identity we can use, that is the question. Now we can judge it like this. We'll just break it into 100 plus 2 whole square, because to use the identity we need two terms in that. Okay, so we break it into two easy terms, 100 plus 2. Okay, now 100 plus 2 whole square, now this is in the form of a plus b whole square. Okay, so the answer should be a square plus 2ab plus b square. Okay, so here 100, the square, a in place of a we are having 100, a is equal to 100 here and b is equal to 2 here. Now substituting those values in this identity, then we will get directly the answer. So a square, that means 100 square, so we get 100 square is 10,000. Okay, so we write here 10,000 plus 2ab. Now a into b, 100 into 2 gives us 200, and multiplied by 2 gives us 400. So direct we can write here 400 plus b square. In place of b we are having 2, so square of 2 is 4, so here we get 4 is equal to 1000 plus 400 plus 4 gives us 10,000 no, 10,402. That is our answer. So instead of multiplying that two big numbers, we can just use an identity and solve it very easily without doing actual multiplication. Similarly, we are having here second question as square of 49 whole square, that is equal to, now again breaking it into two simple terms, so here we can break it as 50 minus 1, and we can use the identity of a minus b whole square here, because we are having minus in between. Okay, so the identity that we use here is a minus b, the whole square is equal to a square minus 2ab plus b square. So here what we are having as a is equal to 50 here and b is equal to 1 here. Okay, so we'll just substitute in this identity and get the answer. So a square, that means 50 square, 50 square is equal to 2500, 5 5s are 25 and 00 there, plus 2ab. Now a into b, 50 into 1, 50, and multiplied by 2 gives us 100, so plus 100. Okay, now at the place of b we are having 1, so b square, so 1 square is 1 itself. So what do we get here? 2500 plus 100 plus 1, so we get 2601. That is the square of 49. 2601. Okay, now next question, if we see, now already there are two terms here, and that is, the question is 101 multiplied by 99. Now either we multiply both the numbers or we try to put some identity here. Now which identity we can use here? First let us break these numbers into simpler ones. So I break this 101 into 100 plus 1, and this 99 into 100 minus 1. Now just see the terms are same here. Okay, but the only difference is of sign. In both the expressions, the only difference is of sign, and there we can use the third identity. A plus b multiplied by a minus b gives us a square minus b square. What is a here? A is equal to 100 here and b is equal to 1 here. Now we can directly get the answer here, that it should be a square minus b square. What is a here? A is 100. The square of 100 is 10,000. Okay, square of 1 is only 1. So 10,000 minus 1, that means our answer will be 9999. That means 9,999. If we multiply these two numbers, we will get 9,999. Okay, you can also multiply and see that. Okay, confirm the answer. Now just see the fourth question. What we are having there? There we are having 102 multiplied by 103. Now first breaking those numbers into simpler ones, what do we get? 100 plus 2 and 100 plus 3. Now what do we observe here? The first term in both of them is same, second term is different. So we use the fourth identity here, and the identity is x plus a multiplied by x plus b gives us x square plus a plus b x plus ab. Okay, so what do we get here? X square. First of all, what is x here? X is equal to, we are having 100, a is equal to, we are having 2, and b is equal to, we are having 3. Now just putting the values, we will get the answer in one line only. First x square, that means we get 10,000 here again. 100 into 100 gives us 10,000. Okay, then a plus b multiplied by x. So 2 plus 3 we have written here, that is why to make it clear, 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, and 5 multiplied by 100. That means we are supposed to add these two and multiply x to it. So 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, and 5 multiplied by 100 gives us 500. So plus 500 plus a multiplied by b, that means 2 multiplied by 3. 2 3s are 6 we have got. So our answer is 10,506. Just multiply and check your answer whether it is correct or not. Okay, so just we did the square of x and then added a and b and multiplied x to it. So 2 plus 3 is equal to 5 into 100 gives us 500, and then the ab, that means 2 into 3 gives us 6. 10,000 plus 500 plus 6 gives us 10,506. So these are the applications of those identities that we have already read, that how we can use it in multiplying the large figures. Okay, now let us see other applications when we are given in a bit complex way, how to judge that where we can use the identity. Okay, so let's see the next question. Here we are given a plus 2 multiplied by a plus 2 multiplied by a minus 2, the whole multiplied by a square plus 4 also. Now we are having 3 terms to multiply here. Now obviously we can multiply 2 first and then third one after that. So these two are the easy ones, a plus 2 and a minus 2. First identify that in which form they are. They are in the form of a plus b into a minus b. Writing the identity, we get a square minus b square. Okay, so now everywhere we will not write that what is the value of a and what is the value of b. It was just to explain you that like this we can think in our mind, because the maths most probably depends upon your mental ability, that in your mind how much calculations you can do. Okay, that helps very much in the competitive exams. Okay, so here we get a square minus b square. So a is a itself here and b is 2 here. So the square of a will be a square only, and the square of 2 will be minus 4. We are having the minus sign in between. So we get a square minus 4. So the product of these two we have written here as a square minus 4. Now we are supposed to multiply this. So we will just write here a square minus plus 4. Now again if you see carefully, then it is in the form of a minus b into a plus b. So again using the same identity here, the same identity is being used here again, that a square minus 4 multiplied by a square plus 4. So what do we get? Again a square minus b square. So the square of a square is a raised to the power 4. So a square whole square minus 4 whole square, that is equal to a raised to the power 4 minus 16. That is our answer. So first we multiplied these two and then we multiplied this. Okay, now the next question. Here also we are having somewhat similar example. Let's see that we are having x square plus 1 multiplied by x minus 1, x plus 1 and x raised to the power 4 plus 1. Now we are having 4 terms here to multiply, and one by one we will go on multiplying it. Now which one is the most easiest one? This is in the form of a minus b into a plus b. So just writing the identity here, a minus b into a plus b gives us a square minus b square. Okay, so these two terms we leave as it is, x square plus 1. We first multiply these two. Always underline it so that you come to know that in the next step which two terms you have simplified. So here what do we get? In place of x we are having a we are having x and b we are having 1. So we get as x square minus square of 1 is 1 itself. Now we are having these 3 terms to multiply. Again we can multiply only 2 terms at a time. Okay, so now if we see here, again this is in the form of a plus b into a minus b. Okay, so we multiply these 2 terms here. So what do we get here? X square whole square. So that is equal to x raised to the power 4 minus 1. Now these 2 terms are only left to multiply. So again if we see, then it is in the same form, a plus b into a minus b. So now we multiply it, then what do we get? The x raised to the power 4 whole square. When we are having x raised to the power 4 whole square, then that means what we are supposed to do? X raised to the power 4 multiplied by x raised to the power 4. What we are supposed to do? We will just add the powers, and after that x 1 into 1 gives us 1 itself. So x raised to the power 4 multiplied by x raised to the power 4 gives us x raised to the power 8. Okay, and 1 into 1, that gives us the 1 itself. Okay, so the final answer is x raised to the power 8 minus 1. Okay, that is our final answer. Now again few more questions which are related to the using these identities. How we can be given 1 or 2 values in the identities, and we are supposed to find out the other values. If a square plus b square is equal to 600, ab is equal to, what we are given in the question is a square plus b square. The value of a square plus b square is given as equal to 600. The value of ab is given to us as equal to 38, and we are asked to find out the value of a plus b. Okay, now the thing is, we are supposed to find here that these 2 terms come in which identity. All these 3 terms come in which identity. In whichever identity they come, we are supposed to just use that identity here. We will write it in the form of a formula and use it substitute the values that are given, and the unknown value will get in the answer. So all these terms come in the identity a plus b whole square. So I'll start with that identity. A plus b whole square is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab. Now generally we write 2ab in between, but wherever we write, it does not make any difference, as you have already studied about this commutative associative property, that 2 plus 3 or 3 plus 2, it gives the same answer. So we can write this 2ab in the end also. Okay, now which values we are given? We are given the value of a plus b, a square plus b square, and ab also we are given. So we will just substitute those values and we will get the value of a plus b. Now Now a plus b whole square is equal to 600. In place of a square plus b square I have substituted the value, and in place of ab also I will substitute. So 2 multiplied by 38. Okay, now here what are the things that we get? First we will multiply 2 to 38. So what do we get is equal to 600 plus 2 8s are 16 and 2 3s are 6 plus 1 7. Okay, so a plus b whole square is equal to we get 600 a plus b whole square is equal to we get 676 here. Okay, now 676 when we are getting, then we what should we do here? It is equal to the square of a plus b. Okay, we need to find the value of a plus b. So what we will do? Taking square root on both sides, square root. Okay, when we take square root on both the sides, what do we get? A plus b is equal to square root of 676, and that is equal to 676 is the square of 26. So value of a plus b is 26. Okay, so like this we need to identify that these three things that we are given here are belonging to which identity, they come in which identity. Okay, similarly if we are given the next question, just see the next question, there also we are given the value of a square plus b square. A square plus b square is given to us as equal to 99 here, ab is equal to 9 here, and we are supposed to find out the value of a minus b. Now again these three terms come in which identity? Here we had all positive, they all came in the identity a plus b whole square. Now here we are having one negative, so that means they all will come in the identity a minus b whole square is equal to a square plus b square and minus 2ab. Okay, so here we don't know the value of this, so we will write as it is, as we did in the previous question. We know the value of this term, so we will write here 99 minus 2ab, and we know the value of this 9. Okay, so a minus b whole square is equal to 99 minus 2 9s are 18. Okay, so a minus b whole square is equal to 99 minus 18 gives us 9 minus 8 gives us 1, and 9 minus 1 gives us 8. Okay, so a minus b whole square is equal to 81. So again taking the square root on both sides, what do we get? A minus b is equal to 9. The square root of 81 is 9. Okay, so like this we can just find out the values, unknown values, by just identifying that which identity is being used here, to which identity all the terms belong. Okay, now let us see some more examples. Here we are given that if x plus 1 upon x is equal to 3. Now one thing, whenever we are using these identities, suppose we are using the identity a plus b whole square is equal to, we get a square plus b square plus 2ab. Okay, now in these type of identities, whenever this a and b are the reciprocal of each other, then in place of this 2ab we get only 2. How does it happen? Suppose we take here only we take a plus 1 upon a, okay, the whole square. Then what do we get here? The square of a is a square. The square is 1 upon a of 1 upon a is 1 upon a square. Okay, then we want 2ab, so 2 multiplied by a multiplied by 1 upon a, then what do we get? A and a cancels and we get only 2 here. Based on this concept we are having the next question. Let us solve that. Here we are given the value of x plus 1 upon x is equal to 3. We are given x plus 1 upon x is equal to 3. We are supposed to find out the value of x square plus 1 upon x square and the value of x raised to the power 4 plus 1 upon x raised to the power 4. Now how will we find that? Now to do that, what we'll do? Squaring on both the sides. Okay, so we are doing the squaring on both the sides. In the previous question we did square root on both the sides. Here we are doing squaring both the sides. Okay, so what do we get? I'll write here itself instead of writing in the next step square. Okay, what do we get here? As we saw in the previous question, what will we get? X plus x square plus 1 upon x square we will get, plus only 2 we will get, and that will be equal to 3 3s are 9. Okay, now we need to find out the value of only x square plus 1 upon x square. Okay, so this 2 we do not want, so what we will do, we will take this 2 on the other side. Okay, so x square plus 1 upon x square is equal to 9 minus 2, and that is equal to 7. Okay, this 2 will come on the other side, so 9 minus 2 is equal to 7. That means x square plus 1 upon x square is equal to 7, that we get the answer. This is our first answer that we got. Okay, now the next, we are also asked the value of x raised to the power 4 plus 1 upon x raised to the power 4. So for that, what we will do? Again we will do squaring both the sides. Then only we will get x raised to the power 4. So again squaring both sides, what do we get? X raised to the power 4 plus 1 upon x raised to the power 4 plus again 2 we get, because 2ab, every time we get 2, and is equal to 7 7s we get 49 here. Okay, again this 2 is the like term of 49. Moreover, we are asked only the value of x raised to the power 4 minus 1 upon x raised to the power 4. Okay, so here this 2 will go on the other side, and we get x raised to the power 4 plus 1 upon x raised to the power 4 is equal to 47. This goes on the other side and we just subtract it. Okay, so we were given the value of x plus 1 upon x whole square. We were given the value of only x plus 1 upon x, that was equal to 3. We calculated the value of x square plus 1 upon x square from that, and that we got as 7, and again we did the squaring and we got the value of x raised to the power 4 plus 1 upon x raised to the power 4 is equal to 47 from it. Okay, now next is just if we the same thing can be given in case of negative also. Now how we'll solve? Let us take one example related to it, that if we are given here we were given x plus 1 upon x. If I say that if we are given x minus 1 upon x is equal to 3, then we are supposed to find out the value of x square plus 1 upon x square. Then how we will find? Again using the same identity, we will use the same identity of same method of squaring it, and the identity of this time we will use the identity of a minus b whole square, because we are having minus here. So squaring both the sides, what do we get? Squaring both sides. So what do we get here? X square plus 1 upon x square. Every time a square plus b square we are getting. So x square plus 1 upon x square, but this time we will get a negative 2. Previously we got a positive 2 because it was a plus sign here, but here right now we are having minus sign, so we get negative 2 here, and the square of 3 is 9. Okay, again we are asked the value of only this much term, and this 2 we need to remove from here. So what we will do, we will take it on the other side. So x square plus 1 upon x square is equal to 9 minus 2. Sorry, 9 plus 2. Okay, because we are taking on the other side, sign change there. So x plus 1 upon x square is equal to 11 here. Similarly, if we are asked x raised to the power 4 plus 1 upon x raised to the power 4, then again we will do the same thing, squaring on both the sides and taking 2 other on the other side, we can get the value of x raised to the power 4 plus 1 upon x raised to the power 4 also. Now the last question. If we are asked the reciprocal of this, that means if we are asked that x raised to the power 4 plus 1 upon x raised to the power 4 is equal to, sorry I wrote here 49, is equal to 47, then what will be the value of 1 upon x plus x plus 1 upon x? Then how we will do? It is the same question but the reciprocal of it, that means we are going just downwards. First we were doing square. Now to find out the value of x plus 1 upon square x, what we will do, we will find the square root. Now let us see how do we do that. We are given x raised to the power 4 plus 1 upon x raised to the power 4 is equal to 47, and we are supposed to find out the value of x plus 1 upon x. So what we will do here, what we are going to do here now, if we find out, if we what we can do here is we can use the identity. And what is the identity? Again, a square. We are supposed to take the reciprocal of the identity, that if we take a square plus b square, the value of a square plus b square from the identity, then what will be the value of a square plus b square? Another method is, we know that what did we do there, we had an extra 2 there, okay, so that 2 we took on the other side and subtracted there. Now if we want to do the square root here, then what we need is, we need a perfect square number here. Okay, to get a perfect square number, what will I do is, I will just add 2 to it. But if I add 2 to only 47, then this equality will change into inequality, because we are given that these two are equal. So what we are supposed to do is, we need to add 2 to both the sides. So what we will do, as we did squaring on both the sides in the previous question, we will do adding 2 on both the sides, because to make it a perfect square we need 2 here, okay, 2 more here, okay. So what I will do is adding 2 on both the sides. Moreover, here also, to make it an identity, I need 2ab here. So what will I do? I will add 2 on both the sides, adding 2 on both sides. So what do we get? X raised to the power 4 plus 1 upon x raised to the power 4 plus 2 is equal to 47 plus 2. Okay, now this is in the form of a square plus b square plus 2ab, and this is now 49. So this is the square of x square. Okay, so here we can write this in the form of x square plus 1 upon x square whole square is equal to 49. Okay, now we have got this thing. Now what do we get here? The value of x square plus 1 upon x square. But again we need the this thing, value of x plus 1 upon x. We need the value of that. So first what we'll do, we'll take the square root on both the sides, taking square root, taking square root. So what do we get? X square plus 1 upon x square is equal to 7. Okay, I took the square root, so this square sign removes and this 49 has changed into 7. Now we need the value of only x plus 1 upon x. So again what we'll do, again we'll add 2 on both the sides. Why? Because again we need to take the square root, then only we'll get x here. Okay, so and moreover, to get the square root on the right hand side, I need a perfect square number, and to get a perfect square number I need 2. Moreover, to make it an identity here, I need 2ab. So again I will add 2 on both the sides, adding 2 on both sides. Now I get x square plus 1 upon x square plus 2 is equal to 7 plus 2. So here this is in the form of x plus 1 upon x the whole square, because this is a square plus b square plus 2ab. Okay, so I have written it in the form of x plus 1 upon x whole square is equal to 9. Now I need the value of x plus 1 upon x. So what I will do, I will again take square root on both the sides. So taking square root, what do I get? X plus 1 upon x is equal to 3. That is the answer. See, in the previous question we started from here itself. X plus 1 upon x is equal to 3 and we calculated the value of these two. Now we started from here, which was the answer in our previous question. We started from here and we got the question of the previous question. So here, whenever we are given in this form that we are given of higher degree and we are supposed to find of lower degree, then what we'll do, we'll go on adding 2 to it. Okay, and when we are given of lower degree, that means x plus 1 upon x is given and we are supposed to find x raised to the power 4 plus 1 upon x raised to the power 4. Then what we'll do, we'll just go on squaring both the sides. Okay, here we were taking square root and there we'll do the squaring. So these are some of the applications, though these two were a bit complicated one, but 2-3 times when you practice it, then it seems to be very easy. But the only thing is, sometimes the students forget that how will we take the square root, it is not a perfect square. So 2-3 times when you do these type of question, then it becomes very easy for you. I hope you understood it very well. If not, then just watch the video twice or thrice, definitely you will just understand it. Okay, so do not forget to subscribe for the channel, and for any queries regarding this video or any other videos, you can just mention it in the comment box. Okay, thanks for watching.